Democrats in the House Oversight Committee released more photos from the Epstein files on Friday.
The latest round of photos was released without much context, with the time frame and location of those photos unclear, but they still lit up social media. Now, some of the most talked about images were this one showing President Donald Trump standing with Epstein and one of former President Bill Clinton also posing for a photo with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
House committee member Robert Garcia gave a statement along with the release of the photos. He says, quote, "It is time to end this White House cover-up and bring justice to the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and his powerful friends. These disturbing photos raise even more questions about Epstein and his relationships with some of the most powerful men in the world. We will not rest until the American people get the truth. The Department of Justice must release all the files now."
Now, there was one photo in particular that didn't have Epstein in it, but still caught a lot of people's attention. It's this photo of renowned leftist activist and professor Noam Chomsky smiling and laughing with President Trump's former chief strategist, Steve Bannon. Many were surprised by the picture since the two seemed far more friendly than would be expected, given their political beliefs. Writer Jason Bassler says on X, ideological enemies? Nah, it's all one big club. And the socialist activist group Community Independent Journal wrote on Facebook, "This is Noam Chomsky yucking it up with Steve Bannon. Personally, I find this very disappointing, but nevertheless release these files, all of them, and let the chips fall where they may." So that was Chomsky and Steve Bannon, I believe, not Epstein not in the photo, but that was at Epstein's residence. Shortly before that or after that, Chomsky had been describing Bannon-style right-wing fascism, blah, blah, blah. But they're hanging out. Bannon looks terrible in this level of Epstein connection. But Chomsky...
Oh, I thought you meant visibly, like actually in the picture. But you're saying like he looks terrible because all his connections that went way past.
He's not a peak male specimen, no.
Okay, but that's not what you were referring to. That's not what you were referring to.
Yeah, I mean, and Chomsky's an old guy. But Chomsky's this beloved, left-wing academic, left socialist thinker, commentator, who was known to have an association with Epstein. This is wild. This is like crazy left-wing person, crazy right-wing person, getting along with Epstein. I don't know.
I think that the House Oversight Committee is just signaling to everybody this is far from over as we go into recess and try to reset in the new year. That there's a lot more to come. I wish that all the files could just be released because at this point we're just talking about the anticipation of it all. And my biggest thing is there a connection to the money, follow the money. Does the Treasury Department have something that we could maybe point to make sure that we're understanding all the people that had money to actually fund the lifestyle that Epstein was living? How were they connected to him and whom is implicated in some of these things? But I think this is about like transparency and accountability at this point. Like, why is it's not clear? And even if there's not much that people will gain from releasing everything, or you feel, I know that you said like a lot has been released already. Seeing these new pictures is just starting to be frustrating because it doesn't change anything that we knew, that Trump had known Epstein and been around him, so it's not like the same.
Trump and Clinton
every
ones
time.
are from a long time ago, but the Chomsky-Bannon one was much more recent.
Right. So if there's an implication, because there's no charges attached to these, they just released photos from Epstein's personal estate.
It's not illegal to be best friends with a sexual abuser of underage women. But,
and if there's more there, then let's explore it. And the American public should know. And I think that that's what people are asking for, transparency, accountability. But like I said, no one shown in these photos has been charged. So it's kind of like, stop dangling the thing over the people. There's people like me who started looking at this year and was like, wait, this is not, why did they...
You realized it was going to look bad for Trump, then you became serious.
No, I really was just looking at...
Yes, you did.
I laughed about it. But now that we're here, I'm like, wait, why did they go for it? When it became a Democratic hoax, I'm like, why is he going so far about trying to keep this contained? It felt a little bit obnoxious and like almost
defense.
Because
he thinks innocent people will be accused.
No, because they can be redacted in ways that we all understand can happen. Their names can be redacted.
If we redacted anybody's names, that's going to get the conspiracy people are going to be like, who are they protecting? People can't be satisfied on this front. That's just what I return back
No,
to.
but people still want...
But I want to know more about Bannon and Chomsky.
This is a bipartisan committee working on releasing these files, right? So that, therefore, it's not just the people of one side of the aisle looking for this. So just release them, provide transparency, and let's just move forward. If Trump wants to get this over with, it's been literally the number...
We're doing it. It's
like
being
number
released,
2 or 3 topic of his administration.
And
he wants to... There's still something to say about the access to elite political people that perhaps should not be repeated ever again. And so part of this is also trying to figure out how to avoid anybody ever doing anything similar to this, because there was unprecedented access to a ton of people that we're seeing that Epstein, and the question always goes back to, who was this man? What connections did he have that maybe we don't fully understand that were political, specifically in our arena as we talk about it, less about the entertainment world where we know people might have been doing egregious stuff or schmoozing with each other. It's when you enter the political arena, how do you get so close to all these people, and who's going to be to blame for a lot of why he was able to evade the law for so long?
The connection, though, again, to return to Bannon and Chomsky getting along and being friends, is kind of interesting ideologically, because I would say that they're not actually as dissimilar as maybe they might seem. Bannon, for all his, he's a right-wing conservative political media figure, his economic views, his class-based view of the world is actually very left-wing and very Marxist. He is, an economic populist. He has like a Marxist view of class struggle, which is right in line with Noam Chomsky. So they probably got together and, talked about...
They had more. Like Mamdani and Trump. They got together and realized they have more in common than differences.
They're both socialists. You're all socialists. All four of those people are socialists. They all want higher taxes. They all want more regulation. They all want to take more money out of reach into your little pocketbook.
I actually just think that more politicians might go have a drink after the lights go off. Like, let's say it was a TV show, and go have a drink than we actually acknowledge. And so what happens is that the American public gets even more riled up about these issues at home, where they're screaming, not talking to family.
And then you see Steve need another drink.
No, and then you see President Barack Obama sitting next to President Trump, and you're like, well, what could possibly be funny? Yeah. You guys should hate each other. And they're like, no, they know how to be
each other at all.
So that's what I'm saying.
Game recognizes game.
I don't know if I think maybe Obama was just being respectful and laughing at a bad joke or something, but who knows? We never got the story there. But the point is, we take it way more seriously than these politicians do, and that probably should stop, because the political temperature is not being it's rising with these politicians and people who are politics adjacent, but then the actions that are being taken by Americans and people that are disassociating with their families or going to the furthest extent and committing some of these egregious acts that we blame on politics. These are all remnants of some of this conversation that needs to go away about how people are so different and can't have anything, when really you guys want the same things. You want your family to be successful. You want to try to figure out this American dream, right? Probably want some health care in there, like MTG.
Steve Bannon and Noam Chomsky want the same thing.
They might want the same thing.
Well, right now what they probably both want is less attention from the national media, given their Epstein associations. All right, we've got a lot more to talk about on Rising. Please stay with us.